Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button to know when there are future videos. And the topic of this video is about how we have been lied to in society by our controllers, call it the influencers, the media, the government, etc. We have been lied to so much, you know. One of the things that I was reading about is how the education system, okay, is meant to just, not only is it not right, but it doesn't value creativity, it doesn't value, actually educating minds, but rather it's, I'm not sure the exact words, but it's like you really don't grow in terms of what you could be because of the education system. And this is the example. First of all, whoever said that the education system should ever be structured like this? For example, you're learning math for about 30-45 minutes, and then you're learning history, okay? And then you're in gym, and then you're in a science class. You know what it is? It's your mind is so distracted that you cannot, just when you're getting good into something, you're completely shifted into something else completely, and then something else, and something else. And it's like your mind cannot focus on a topic because this distraction. In other words, imagine like you're in a movie, and just after 10-15 minutes when it's getting good, it switches to a completely different movie. Completely different context, completely different story. And then, after about 20 minutes of that, it shifts to another movie, completely unrelated. And that's the education system. That they're raising children, and how we were raised, right? That you can't retain knowledge because you're so distracted. Even me, when I remember high school, college, remember the high-end math that you were being taught and that I was being taught. You would have, like, after the division, you'd have all of this other stuff, all of these formula to fill out. You know what I'm talking about, all that big formula. In the real world, after school, outside of basic math, subtraction, multiplication, division, outside of the basics, I never used high-end math, ever, for the rest of my life. I've never used it in the real world. And yet, in high school, they never taught you how to balance a checkbook or the financials of banking. They never taught you that. And the truth is outside of learning how to write, how to read, and basics of math, a lot of the stuff shouldn't be taught how it is. If you want to devote science, make sure at least the kid is kind of interested in science to begin with. I remember I had 2 years of Spanish, and I retained almost nothing of it. Okay, that's being honest. You had to have a language requirement in high school. Again, the high-end math. Again, if you're in some fields of scientific fields that deal with high-end math or mathematics or stuff and they're good at it, then by all means, learn it. But to give it to everyone, and most people are probably not going to be using it in the real world, it's a waste of education. And it's like they teach everyone as if everyone should be at the same level, when everyone has different passions. Some are autistic, some are good at mathematics, some are good at science. And they should be, I guess, you should find out what the kid is good at so you could specialize in it, a course in it. I guess how I would see education would be, again, focus on reading and writing, focus on basics of math, okay? Then in high school they should teach you about financials, about banking, real world stuff, which they don't teach you. Maybe they do now, I don't know, right? But when I was growing up, they never taught that. And what they should do is focus, let's say, 2 or 3 months just on history, all day. So the kids' minds can absorb the history you're being taught. Straight up, all day. Just history. Or just math. Math topics for a month or two. That's all you're talking about. And it would be easier if they sectioned it that way, education, so that people could pick up stuff. They could retain the knowledge, instead of this fractured learning system where you're taught a little bit here, and in under an hour you're taught something completely different you're supposed to learn, and then something completely different, and then, oh, you got gym class, and then back to another class. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to talk to you. There are other people on YouTube or just in books that really know this much better than me, but I just want to bring it up. But I agree with it that the education system is not right. You know, whoever said that this is the correct way to teach? You know, who made that ruling that this is how kids could learn? And most of it, has it ever been used in the real world or retained, you know? Just like, I remember you had these science courses that I was in. It's just I never got into science later in my life. You know, most of it was pretty useless, pretty meaningless in the real world to me. And then, but you know, that's how the system is, right? That's how they, I think it was done on purpose. I think it was done so that people get so distracted, these kids, that they can't retain the knowledge. And that's how they want it, the controllers of the world. And for a different topic, I could hold it to another video. Maybe I'll put it here. It's that we are so lied to in terms of the government, in terms of what's going on in the world. It is basically, the news is propaganda, okay? And we're lied to about nutrition, we're lied to about health, we're lied to about vaccines and the dangers of it, we're lied to about what's really going on, about how money is being used or spent, all this other stuff. And I forgot, there was this documentary I was watching about like the lies going on in the world. And this guy had a good quote, if I could find it, but it was something about, you're lied to basically about this and that and all of this and all of this stuff going on in the world. And either you're lied to or you're not told the whole truth, which is a lie by omission, because they don't want to tell you the hazards or the dangers or this or that, and it all builds up, you know? So maybe I'll talk more on it if I find a quote later on, but for now, that's it. Talked a lot. Let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe, and talk to you guys later.